Welcome to It Happened in Grand Prairie, Texas, as we bring you the history of the city of Grand Prairie, Texas, and all of the people that had a part in making this history. We have two gentlemen on the set today that not only made history, they're making history even today. And we're so excited to have our Honorable Mayor Charles England and the very, very wonderful city manager, Mr. Tom Hart, on the set. They are captive in our presence today, and we know it's going to be an exciting time for us and for the citizens of Grand Prairie to get to hear from the real people that cause many things to happen that are worthwhile in the city of Grand Prairie, Texas. Honorable Mayor, we welcome you.
Thank you, Ruthie. It's always good to be here.
Good.
You make me feel really important when I come on your show.
Yes, well, you are important. Very important. That's good. Isn't that wonderful?
Good. It's always good to be with you. Thank you.
And Mr. Tom Hart, illustrious city manager. We're so pleased to have both of y'all with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Grand Prairie has been very well blessed this year. We've gotten through another year in a magnificent way. And first of all, we'd like to talk about maybe some of the things that happened to Grand Prairie because of your leadership, and that are the awards that we have received this year. Mayor, you're going to have first shot at your favorite 2 or 3 awards that are very meaningful, and then Mr. Tom will come up with maybe some of the others. Would you like to begin?
Thank you, Ruthie. We have been blessed this year, and I think the award there's several awards that we got that I think are significant and the people of Grand Prairie should be proud of. Maybe the most significant is the national award we got from the Parks Association, the National Parks Association,
Yes.
being ranked as the #1 park in the country on cities our size, and what an honor. And the people of Grand Prairie deserve that honor for giving us the ability to build one of the best park systems, if not the best in the country, and with a 0.5-cent sales tax several years ago, and we've been able to take that money and I think work wonders with it thanks to the people.
That was a gold medal award for parks or cities in that particular category. You swept the nation on that
That's right,
category.
#1.
Number one.
In cities, I think, between 100 and 200,000, something like that. A very important award, and I'm very proud of that.
What do you think about that award, Mr. Hart, please?
That is very significant to me because I can still remember 10 years ago when I came here, one of the questions I asked you on the council, what were your top goals? And one of the 3 things you said was parks. You said Grand Prairie had wonderful parks in the past, they had kind of declined, and you wanted to bring them back up. That was one of your 3 goals. I think getting that award says your dream was achieved.
Well, that was about 9 years ago.
Yes.
It took us only 9 years to fulfill that under your leadership and under the mayor's persuasion that he was behind you, probably prodding you all the way, right?
Well, Ruthie, it was a lot of things. It starts with citizens voting that sales tax in.
Yes.
I mean, the citizens made it happen.
Made it all happen.
Council then set the vision, and then we had some wonderful people. We have. I think we have the most dynamic people in our Parks and Recreation Department of any city in the country. So, there's a book by Jim Collins called Good to Great, and he said if you get the right people in the right place, the right things will happen.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happened.
Wonderful. We also, I believe, were selected as the best city in which to live. Didn't you think that was pretty significant, Mayor?
I think it was. Gosh.
Was that your Money magazine?
That Money magazine, and we all know is a very important magazine read by millions all over the country. And when you get ranked in the top 100 cities in the country, the best place to live, I think that's very, very important. And again, thanks to all the good things that have happened under Tom's leadership and under the generosity of the taxpayers and I can't emphasize enough how great the citizens have been to the council and to themselves to make Grand Prairie to achieve some of the things we have in the past 9-10 years. It's phenomenal. It's unbelievable, really, that we've moved as far as we have, and I'm so proud of that.
Yeah, how about your?
Well, there was a little addendum to that award. It was such an honor to be listed in that magazine, but they specifically listed us as the #1 place in the country to find a job. And I think at this time, especially when our United States economy is going through such problems, to be listed as a top 100 cities and as the #1 place to get a job, that I think that's significant for Grand Prairie, Texas.
That was a real revelation, wasn't
Yes.
it? Well, also that both of you all worked like sin on that ballpark to get it here, to get that eighth of a cent sales tax portion, so that we could go to the public. And you know what? You sold that to the public in spite of the fact that the Rangers beat up on you all like mad.
Well, they did. I'm still trying to figure out where they came from on that, but
Yes.
I always thought they ought to be out looking for a good pitcher
Yes.
rather than spending their money trying to defeat our ballpark. I think it's a compliment to the Rangers and to the Metroplex, and I think the attendance in the first year there indicates that there's a market for minor league baseball, and what a better little place to have it than in Grand Prairie, Texas, right in the center of the Metroplex. And we averaged 3,000 plus in attendance the first year, and that was great. That's what we hoped it would do, and I think next year and the following year even be better. What a beautiful ballpark!
Yes.
Another national award. I think we got
You got the
honored
best
by
new ballpark.
the best new minor league ballpark in the country.
That's it.
and I don't think anybody that's seen it could debate that. It's really first class. It's they play minor league ball, but it's not a minor league stadium. It's a big league stadium that just seats 4,000 people. So, but it's very nice. And people who haven't been there yet need to take it. Need to take the opportunity. Number one, it's affordable, and it's a great brand of baseball. You can take the whole family and for a whole night and spend less than you can for one ticket or at the Ranger games. And not that the Rangers are important to us, of course, but it's a whole different entertainment venue. We're proud of it. Couldn't be prouder.
You're happy with the ballpark, aren't you?
You know, Ruthie, I am, but you have to know I kind of chuckle because the mayor knows I don't know which end of the bat you hold. So baseball wasn't my thing. The mayor came in a couple of years ago and he started talking about a stadium. And It was his vision, and I'm kind of looking at him like a stadium. But I want to tell you something. When I go out there now and I see the families out there having fun, I see a lot of our older population out there enjoying themselves. I see the young kids out there. It is a great venue for this city. I think your vision on that, Mayor, was outstanding.
Well, it's not just a ballpark. You have a playground out there for boys and girls and a swimming pool and all of these amenities extra. Who thought of all of that good stuff?
Well, that was the whole team in that. But what you have to remember, it's not just, and this is what got me excited also, it's not just a baseball park. It's an entertainment venue.
It is.
They've already had a televised boxing match that brought 6,000 people out there. There are going to be concerts out there. We're already having community events.
The police did something really important.
Yes, there's going to be all kinds of venues going on out there that our population gets to enjoy. So, again, my compliments on that, Mayor.
Well, there's.
We've got a park inside the ballpark.
Yes, you do.
Would be the envy of many cities to have one park like we've got inside the ballpark, and we built that for a reason. Rick Harrell had that vision. Gosh, I can't say enough about how fortunate we were to get him. But he and his team thought, when you come to minor league ballparks, a lot of the little kids after they play the national anthem, they could care less who's playing. All they want to do is get out and play touch and play soccer, play whatever. And we've got a park there that's designed for children that age, and they enjoy it, and the parents enjoy it. We have 2 or 3 people from the parks there supervising that, so the parents can watch the ball game, the little kids can play, and it's worked out real good. Even got a swimming pool out in right field that's really attracts corporate events and big birthday parties, and who but us would have a swimming pool out in right field. That's been a hit, and so very proud of it.
You know who else we've got a compliment on that project is when the mayor and I went in and visited with our council, they responded quickly. They had guts, they had vision, and they made a quick decision. Most cities would still be talking about it right now, and we're open and doing
That was
business.
a big gamble, but it was paid off in wonderful ways.
You've got to really be proud of our council for that.
Well, we have awards to talk about. You've talked about 5, and we have 5 more. We're going to let those lie a while, and then at the end of the show, if there's something real important on all these other awards that y'all gave me a list of that you're really happy about, but we're going now to the top 10 accomplishments in 2008. Now, this may not have to do with anything you got an award for, but you worked like sin on it to get it done for the city of Grand Prairie for growth and many other things that you have a vision for. What's your top accomplishment?
Well, it'd be a toss-up. I'd have to flip a coin between the opening of the service roads on 161,
Yes.
or the overpass over Main Street, the railroad tracks in Jefferson,
Yes.
which was such an important part of our traffic problem, congestion in Grand Prairie, that now you can go down 1382 Beltline Road, 8th Street. I'm not sure what I call it all those names.
Yes.
But the overpass already open in one direction, about to open both ways, and what a asset that's going to be to us for moving traffic. And of course 161, our city, right in the heart of the city, looks like it's been bombed for the last several years,
Yes.
trying to get 161 built. But now the service roads are 90% complete between I-20 and Jefferson, and between Carrier Parkway and Main Street. We've got to make that connection that goes over Main and the railroad tracks in Jefferson to make them connect. But we'll be there pretty quick. But
Yes.
and the main lanes are under construction. So, both of those projects have been so important to the city, and they're not finished yet, but just be patient. They're almost there.
Okay.
I'm not a very patient person either. I visit Jim Sparks almost daily on where we are on those projects, and but they're moving.
We have witnessed you hitting the table and said, "I'm ready for this to move." So we know that you
Well.
meant business on it, Mayor, and I know what. When you did hit the table, I noticed that they moved a little faster for the next week or two until you got on them again.
Well, I don't know about that, but Jim Sparks does a
Yes.
good job of keeping both those are projects or TxDOT projects, and we're not. They're not really our projects, but we can certainly encourage them to speed it up, and it looks like they're all coming together now, and that's a good thing.
Okay. Your favorite of all of the wonderful accomplishments in 2008. We'll even give you 2 since you're the city manager.
Well, I knew you were coming back to me. Well, I would first of all have to echo what the mayor said. I think the work on our transportation system, it's just hard to not put that up there. We're going to have a transportation system within this city. Wouldn't you say it's fair to say we're going to have the best transportation system of any city out there? You may not be able to get in or out of Grand Prairie because of traffic problems out there, but once you get in here, in the next several years, you're going to be able to move. But I'd say we opened a couple of high-profile projects this time. The Uptown Theater, again, something the mayor really pushed for, and I'll let him talk about it more. But wow, it is stunning.
Isn't
it
that
is stunning.
Yes.
And already seeing the events that are happening there. I mean, I'm looking forward to going to a show there tomorrow night. It's just going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the significant ones. We opened some really magnificent trail systems this year in our community. I bet a lot of folks have not even seen them yet, but the trail system up around Lone Star Park, I'm trying to think what we call that. The Lone Star Park Trail?
Yes.
Is that the official name?
Lone Star Trail.
Lone Star Trail. And what a gorgeous amenity. And it's the little touches that have been put. It's like a 10-foot trail, goes about 3 miles, if I remember. A beautiful, beautiful area up there. We also opened the Goodlink Trail down off of Carrier. Connecting those parks up there that is stunning. I mean, I don't think people realize they're in Grand Prairie. They think they're out in the country someplace.
Or they think they're in Arlington. Several have told me that they love that little park that's over near Arlington.
And it is a beautiful park, but this is comparable or exceeds.
Yes, it does.
So I think we really opened some significant projects this year.
Well, now, this may have happened last year, but it led to what happened in 2008. You paid off that great big debt that we had on Lone Star Park. How many years early?
Well, Ruthie, I believe we paid it off 18 years early.
18 years
Or
early is
30,
right.
Right. So, and that's
That
if you
relieved
look
you of a
back, right.
half-cent sales tax.
Yes, it did, and enabled us to build the ballpark and two important projects that are
Yes.
just underway. And I know one of them is I had to go for one of them, or you know you wouldn't have let me come to council meetings anymore. That's the new senior center that's
That's an
so,
adult. That's an adult's
well,
center.
Tom and I are still debating on whether
Oh,
that's an
y'all are?
adult or a senior center. But I mean, to me,
Yes.
the seniors have been so patient and have waited so long. I think when we get it finished, they'll certainly think it was worth their wait. We're building a beautiful, state of the art, world class. What do you want to call it? Senior center, adult center, active adult. Tom wants to call it active adult.
Active adults.
Well, that could be anybody that's 21 or over. If you move around, you're 21, you're an adult. I think, well, we're still talking about what we're going to name it. That's really not important.
That's up there.
Important thing is that we're building a new center for people that they can go and they can do their exercise, they can play games, they can have their luncheons, they can do all the kind of things that seniors like to do.
Yes.
In a beautiful setting on 161, and right next door to that, a new police fire center, along with a jail, which you know is needed. I mean, we've outgrown our jail. When you go from, I think when the jail police station was built, we were about 40,000 people. Now we're somewhere between 160 and 170, depending on whose figures you want to believe. But we're pretty close to 170,000 people. We've outgrown the jail. We've outgrown the senior center. And when the citizens, again, when they gave us a 1/4 cent sales tax for the new police station, they gave us an 1/8 cent sales tax for the new senior center, which you
Yes.
never let that program go away. You kept reminding me weekly, Mayor, we need that new center, and we did. And now we've got a good location. We've got the money to do it. People invoked a sales tax on themselves to build those facilities. And you know, it's easy to be mayor. I can promise you, it's easy to be mayor in Grand Prairie or any place else when you've got citizens like we have that
Step up to
continue
the
to
plate.
support and step up to the plate.
Yes, they
to
do.
make it a first-class city and get the kind of awards we've got. It's because the people of Grand Prairie have got a pride in their city now, and I think there's a new excitement in the city that I'm so proud to see. That people are proud to say, hey, I'm from Grand Prairie, Texas. And
Did you
That's
watch
good.
the mayor the other day when you all broke ground for the new adult center and for the police very beautiful building that we're going to have there? Did you notice that he had more fireworks going off there and more people in attendance and such a crowd of appealing people that were really proud of that situation? I was really impressed with the ceremony.
it was.
What did you think about it?
Oh, it was staggering, but it should have been.
Yeah.
I mean, not only are we building those two great buildings, that is going to become our new Central Park.
Yes, it is.
There's a series of lakes being built there with a big walkway around them and waterfalls. It's been planned to not only have the public buildings, but it's been planned to include commercial, we hope restaurants and so forth on the lakes, just like Central Park in New York, where people will go, they'll gather, they'll be able to go to restaurants, enjoy the park facilities. I mean, I think it will become the icon of the city. It's going to be on 161. It's going to have, the visibility is going to be great. I mean, it's going to be staggering when you drive down there. There's art components out there. That property ties to our wonderful dog park. Talk about something that's gotten utilization.
Yes.
Who would have thought it years ago?
Yes.
But Central Park is what we call that.
Yes.
And it is inundated with people. They love coming there, bringing their dogs. That's part of that facility. So it should have had some fireworks. It's a staggering project.
Oh, that just sounds just wonderful. Now, I would ask the mayor about this, but since you're the city manager and really control the money, how about the new rating that we received from Standard & Poor's at a time when everybody else is dropping out of sight on being able to lift their finances up to for inspection? Yeah. And you did that.
Well, no, Ruthie, I wished I could sit here and tell you that. But I'm going to tell you, it was a combination of things, and I'm glad you brought that up because that is that is a huge deal. I mean, everybody knows what we're facing out there.
Yes.
And all you hear, it seems like right now, is bad news. Well, there is a financial team in place here that is made up of the council, a financial committee of the council, the financial staff, and the operating staff that have really worked hard to put together a financial system that is not only efficient, but it's safe, it's secure, and people ought to feel good that their money, we're the custodians of their money,
Yes.
that their money is being taken care of. And this year we went back for ratings on our bonds, which are critical to governments because we issue
Yes.
a lot of bonds each year. And we had our ratings improved by Finch and by Standard & Poor's. And I think right here in the middle of this economic turmoil we're in,
Yes.
for them to recognize us, and that makes us recognized as one of the strongest financially managed organizations in the country. So we're pretty proud of that.
Aren't you proud of that, Mayor?
You bet I am. And Tom and I've talked about this so much, and it's times are tough right now, and our city's been blessed, but we have to be conservative. We have to take an approach financially that hey, this thing could trickle on down to Grand Prairie next year, the year after next, and Tom and the finance committee recognize that, and the council and all the good things we've done. We've got to keep it that way, and we just got to tighten our belts just like we do at home or in our businesses. And cities aren't exempt from these tough times either. We've been blessed so far, but I think we've got to be prepared. And I think Standards and Poor's and Fitch recognize that
Yes.
our approach to finances, and that's why they improved our bond ratings. And that's big for the cities. Most cities' ratings are going down, and ours went up. And so very, very proud of that.
Before we leave this topic that we're on right now, there's one other thing. Our city manager talked about the Uptown. I didn't get a remark from you yet, but I know you were the stem winder behind
Well,
all of this thing. You better tell us about what's going to happen to Main Street.
Ruthie, you know me. I try to take credit for all good things that happen. And
Exactly.
if it doesn't work out like I think, I give Tom credit for those things that don't work out.
Good.
But I think the Uptown is, you just got to come down and see it to believe it. And of course, we go back to the late 40s and the early 50s when the Uptown was built, and because of time and the way a lot of downtowns were abandoned by a lot of the merchants, it kind of went downhill. But we were able to. We've got a lot of plans for downtown Grand Prairie, and I think the Uptown and the restoration of that's going to jumpstart a lot of the good things that are going to happen downtown. But this town needed, and we've kind of grown up where, we've talked about almost doubling our size in the last 15 years, and we needed to recognize the people that are into the arts, and so the Grand Prairie Arts Council needed a place to do their deal, the performing arts and the visual arts both, and what a better place. We killed two birds with one stone. We were able to take a beautiful old theater and restore it to its original beauty, and plus it's more beautiful than it was when it was open. And now the performing arts have a place to call home, the visual arts, and plus we're going to have a lot of other entertainment venues during the year. It's a great thing for Grand Prairie, and I'm just excited about everybody seeing what a beautiful place it is, and I have great hopes for downtown Grand Prairie. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen overnight, but it didn't get where it is overnight either. So it's going to come back. I believe that, and it's just first class. Got a great person out of Grapevine that between Grapevine and Euless, I thank both of those cities for all the good people they've sent us since Tom Hart came here. But
we purloined a lot of them.
Elspeth McDonald, who runs the Uptown and is great at her job, and again, it's one of those things that's really just kind of put us on the map. And I think when people all over the Metroplex hear about and find out about that, we'll be having people come from all over for performances there.
One thing I would like to say about our mayor. For many years, he was a sportsman. He goes hunting and does all of these men things. And then he works with the police department as a volunteer. He works on the school board, president of the school board, all of this good stuff. And then all of a sudden, someone comes up to him and said, "Will you support the library?" And he said, "What library?" I don't even have a library card. Now he has a library card, Now he is bringing the uptown and culture to the city of Grand Prairie, Texas, and even the new farmers market, and many changes have been made because the mayor has changed a lot. Mayor, we appreciate the changes you've made and the many different things that you're bringing to Grand Prairie. So we're going to leave that subject now and go to the top goals for 2009. What is your top goal for 2009, Mr. Hart, sir?
Ruthie, we've got, I mean, gosh, we've talked about all these great things we've done, but we've got so many wonderful projects in the pipeline right now. We talked about a couple, the police building, the adult activity center,
Yes.
or senior facility, the Central Park, but we've got a major renovation that I am so excited about at the Ruthie Jackson Center.
The garden.
The garden. It's going to open up
man.
a whole new venue, and you can see it shaping up out there now. And I think people are coming from a long ways away to use that. We've got another downtown project, the what we're calling the
Market Square.
Market Square. Yeah, it's going to be a farmer's market, but it's going to be a little more than that. And then the road projects that are continuing. Oh my goodness gracious! We're going to have a lot of dirt turning in Grand Prairie, Texas this year, and
Yes.
a lot of great projects. One that I think is very important that really that's tied together, but we will be opening a fire station with Cedar Hill in the next couple of months that brings great public safety services down to the southern part of Grand Prairie. We've got another station that will be breaking ground. We're relocating station number 7, which is at Matthew right now, and we're moving it down to the Oasis area down at Lynn Creek Park, which will give a better service area. And that's going to be a combination place for our Lake Park Police and a fire rescue facility, ambulance. So we've got a lot of dirt turning. I'm excited.
How about that new Prime Retail where we ladies are going to have a place to shop? Mayor, I'd like for you to give us some information on that.
I'll tell you what, Janice is really excited about the new mall. But I know Neiman's and Saks off Fifth Avenue are the two major stores that are coming in there. I think they're saying some 50 other important stores are going to be there. That's going to be great for Grand Prairie. It's going to bring a lot of sales tax dollars and a lot of recognition to the city. So, we just we get some of these road projects finished, which a lot of them will wrap up this year, and the new high school. I'm proud of the new high school being built across from
the Crosswinds.
The Crosswinds High School, across from the senior center, and across the new police station. People drive down 161 that aren't from Grand Prairie are going to say, "Wow, what's going on here?" With the new high school is beautiful. We've already talked about the other two, the senior and the police station, but a lot of things are coming together. The completion of Arkansas Lane. Arkansas Lane and
Warrior
Mayfield,
Trail.
and Warrior Trail, pushing
Warrior
Trail through
so critical.
Across 161 and
Mayfield
Road, the Mayfield Road project and Arkansas Lane project. Both of those are being rebuilt, and so just be patient. I'm not a very patient person, so I'm not sure I should be telling anybody to be patient. But we have to be patient on these roads. It takes a while to build a new road and to rebuild them, but we're getting there, and they're moving pretty fast. So things look good. I'm excited about next year.
I want to thank y'all. Y'all are
you.
wonderful.
You have a great holiday.
Thank you for having us.
And
y'all are great.
to everybody out there, happy holidays. Have a great new year.
It's
going to be good for all of us,
wonderful.
I think.
Here.
Thank you.
And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you that history is as we live and do, and that we document it correctly. And we thank you for watching our show.